picture.
We are both in the picture. I promise it looks like every time we do this, and also it keeps doing that stupid thing.
I think we need a new ring light.
Yeah, I don't like this one very much.
Let's invest in a new ring light. I'm gonna put my.
We have other ones, but.
Hi, sweetie. Tell everybody about my day.
Mom had a terrible day.
I had a terrible day.
Like a terrible day. It's okay though. Like nothing happened. It was just like one of those days. Okay, it was just one of those days. And
I ever just have one of those days? I don't look good. We need to. Something needs to happen.
Yes, you do. You look perfectly fine.
I only look cute when I go. And okay, this is what's going on. So,
what are you about to talk about?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Let's see. I don't know. I'm putting on more makeup like you were.
I'm just having a bad hair day. And when I did my makeup.
I did your hair. Rude.
What?
I said I did your hair. Rude.
No. You did a great job fixing my hair, but my hair, the texture of it is bad today.
Oh, I understand.
My skin is dry today. It was just, we had an amazing weekend.
Yes,
first
we did.
of all. I had a birthday on Friday, and I'm not going to say what birthday it was, but it was a birthday.
A great birthday.
And I have the best children in the world because they threw me a little birthday soiree. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, soiree.
Mm-hmm. And
we did, and it was amazing and
I think
awesome.
It's my own color.
I thought so too. I told you, don't make it so pink.
Sorry.
Okay.
Keep going. You tell
Are you
them.
apologizing to me?
Yes.
And it was great.
Usual.
It was so much fun. But I think the reason that we all got a little depressed after was because it was like coming off of such a high.
Yes.
Of like fun and, just all that stuff. So I think that's what it was for the past day or day and a half. But besides that, everything is great. We had a fantastic weekend.
Yes, my sister. Okay, I'm going to take these earrings off. And then that way I can mess with my hair more. That's going to help. Okay, here we go.
Calm down.
Everyone just take a breath. So we had a party, not a big party. Don't judge us. It was outside. Socially distanced. But some of my family came down from Missouri. My sister Ashley and her husband Aaron. My sister Alex, my nephew Riley, who else came from out of town? And KK's sister,
some other people.
And so we did a 70s theme. And if you look on my Instagram, not right now, because you can't leave the live.
Yeah.
I posted a picture of Daddy J and me in our 70s getup. Everybody looked so amazing.
So great.
And because I was born in the 70s.
Tell me what you wore.
I wore these, everybody wore it. Well, it's so funny because so many of the women that came, it's like we all went to the same website on Amazon. We just Googled 70s
things.
So we all ordered the same pants, but all in a different pattern. Nobody overlapped the patterns. And mine were black and white checked, and they were super bell-bottomed, but they were paper thin, and they looked really good.
They looked so good.
They were $15.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they were $15.
Well, Amazon has everything.
I know. And so, I wore a black tight turtleneck thingy, kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then a leather vest. And then I put in these long extensions. They were 4 feet long. And you looked amazing.
Thank you.
Do we have a picture of you?
I can show one off my phone.
Yeah, show it off your phone because I forgot to download or save them to my camera roll.
Yes.
So show a great picture of you.
I'll show you what I wore.
Oh, that's a great one. Look at her. Look how cute you looked. Oh my gosh.
I did the whole I did bangs. I did.
You did fake bangs.
I did fake bangs, extensions, hair I went so full out on everything.
So we went to the store.
But yeah, that's what I wore.
In East Nashville called Black Shack Vintage Clothing. And it's such a cute store. I think we told them about that last week. But anyway, we got these pants for Avery to wear. And they're so vintage.
Amazing.
And they're huge bell bottoms. There's a thumbprint.
Oh, that's mine. I had makeup on my finger.
So, we took him to Avery, and they were too small for him, and he ripped them, and then I couldn't return them. So you should try them.
I'm going to. Or Audrey, we can figure out who can wear them.
Yeah.
But
and then so Avery ended up putting on a pair of my bell-bottom jeans, which was hilarious.
The funniest thing ever.
But I will say they were very tight on him. Okay, because they should be.
Okay.
Like, my jeans shouldn't be loose on my son. But we died laughing because I dress so 70s anyway. Like, almost everything I wear is, like, hippie, 70s style, and you too. So I had, 50 pairs of bell-bottoms that I brought down, and I told Avery to try them. He tried them on as a joke, and he ended up wearing them, and they were super cute and hilarious. And I feel like everybody should go back to the bell-bottom, like, men.
I agree. After seeing, I'm sorry, it just bothers me how it doesn't like focus well.
Why would Uncle Matt text me when he knows we're doing Closet Chaos?
He might have forgotten.
Even Uncle Matt dressed up a little bit. He a little bit for him, like
What did he wear that was different?
Really nothing.
Oh, he wore like a Rolling Stones shirt or something.
Yeah, it was like a piece. It said peace or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, and so you guys did such a great job. I came home on Thursday from a massage that I got for Christmas. Oh my gosh, I have to tell them what happened at the massage.
Oh, tell them now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, let me finish this real quick because I'll forget to finish this. And you guys made me come up to my room, and I was banished to my bedroom for like 3 hours. Came downstairs. You guys had moved all the furniture to the garage and decorated. It was so cute, and you got a tent for outside and a dance floor, and it was like literally the best birthday. It
was really cute, really cute.
My friends, Solons, Garner, Drew, Renee, and Mary Beth came up from Birmingham, and it was small, intimate little get together, but it was really, really fun.
It was really great,
and I got a lot of wine as gifts. So what does that say about me? Like. And that's what people think of when they want to get me a gift. Exactly. And we served your cocktail, your famous cocktail. Yes. The cocktail was called the Sara, and it's Tito's, a little bit of Tito's, and White Monster, and Mio squirts. I literally say this on every episode. I hate the squirt word. It bothers me. Squirt? I'm currently drinking iced coffee that I made. And I know it's like 7:40 at night, but I am drinking iced coffee. For this, I want to be excited and happy. Well, caffeine, I don't think caffeine bothers us. Like, that doesn't make us stay awake. Well, I do have a caffeine addiction to where if I don't drink coffee, I will get an extreme headache and withdrawal. Like, I actually will, and it's really bad. But you're right, it doesn't... I've totally left the live. I was like, where did she go? Well, I'm looking for little earrings. Well, to be honest, my tattoo just started itching really bad. Really? Yeah, I don't know why. Also, this shirt, and we need to talk about this before we forget, not that we're going to forget. Oh, yes! This shirt is Emma Salutes, and I found it in my room, and I put it on. So I did not ask, but I'm wearing it. She doesn't care. And on top of that, speaking of her, Emma... and her band, Temecula Road, are going to be on The Bachelor tonight. They actually are at the moment. I don't know, because I can't do time zones, so I don't know, like, when. Well, it started at, I think, 7 Central. 7, yeah. But they're performing, so record it if you're watching this. But if not, or buy it on Apple TV or whatever. But, yeah, Temecula Road is performing on The Bachelor tonight. That is such a big deal. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. So great. And we've seen like a few pictures of it before, and she looked amazing. And it's just so cool. It was funny because Emma did that back in September, and so that's when they were filming. And so we knew who he was on the date with when Temecula Road performed. So it's kind of like, well, we know she's not getting kicked off at least until after the date. So everybody watch it. They're singing their new single that just came out on Friday. It's called Everything I Love. Love, 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 love. Everything I love, 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 love. Everything I love, 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 love. Everywhere I'm gonna go and everything I wanna do again. Pray to God I've ever said it. Everything I love, 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 love. It's so good. It's good. It's a great song.
I love it.
Yeah, so everybody download it. Temecula Road, Everything I Love. So, anyway, I just had a terrible day today. I think the exhaustion from the weekend, because my family stayed for a couple days, which was awesome, but we, 2 nights in a row, we stayed up till almost 4 a.m. just talking and laughing. And so I think coming down off of the weekend, and then I just kind of I'll just be honest. The reason that I was so down.
Wait, tell me first.
No, is about touring.
Oh.
And how we have not been able to do our normal touring. I am used to being on the road every weekend, and that has been for the last 25 years of my life. Excuse me. And so we haven't been touring since last March or last February.
And it's almost March. I keep seeing memes about how it's the fact that we're about to be in March and I'm still stuck in last March.
Yeah.
It's just very strange.
And it's getting to
me. But
me.
It's going to be fine. And I just saw something where Miranda Lambert announced that she is going on tour.
Yes, I put that on my story.
Me too.
And she's going to go do some, COVID safe shows. And like I said last week, I got on a Southwest airplane a couple weeks ago and it was full. They weren't
sitting
even
next to each other.
Yeah, they weren't even doing the middle seat open anymore. It was a full flight. Everybody had masks on, and I'm just thinking why can't that happen with concerts?
Or we could do more than that with concerts,
Yeah,
separate
6 feet
families
apart.
And we've done a couple shows where they've been perfectly fine, separating people, the whole thing. And it's a whole big thing, but live music is an essential business, and
live music is
y'all
an
need
essential
to make
business.
that a thing, because it's getting to the point now of okay, we're gonna have to speak up and be honest about it, because it is an essential business and thousands of people's jobs have been lost, and
it's terrible.
People don't realize. You don't think about it. It's just oh, that's just a fun thing that people do is go see concerts, but it's no,
music
that's
is a gift from God.
livelihood, and it's a whole big thing.
Music is a gift from God, and it makes people happy. It's music is magical, and so I think it just got to me today, and I just cried all day. I laid in my bed and just kind of cried all day until you came up there and you kind of talked me off the ledge. Which I'm sorry I had to do that. It should be the other way around.
Well,
I'm the one that needs to emotionally support you, not the other way around. But
no, which you do every day, so it's not I can't take a day and be nice and.
Well, you're always nice, but it was very sweet, and you did make me feel better. But I'm really entering into a depression about it. I don't know what to do without performing, and I've never gone this long without doing shows. Even when I was pregnant, I would tour all the way up until the 9th month, and I just cried all day. I couldn't stop crying and just thinking about how much I miss my band and crew, and I miss performing. And so all we can do is just pray that, it opens up, that we can get past this somehow.
I feel it. I think it will happen in the spring. It's spring. Everyone will be outside. The weather, I think it's going to be fine. We just need to really make a point to be this is an essential business.
Yeah.
Do not tell me otherwise.
Exactly. I don't know. It's just, I just feel like there is a way that we can do it safely.
There has
to be.
We've already done it.
And even this week, actually, we went to Florida and did a private concert that was very small. Probably 30 people or whatever. And everybody was 6 feet apart, the whole deal. And it felt so good. And we performed, how long did we perform? 2 hours?
2.5 hours. We just did not stop. And I didn't even realize it until we were almost done, how exhausting it was. But at the same time, it was none of us wanted to stop. We literally were just okay, we're here, we're gonna.
We started taking requests.
Oh yeah, we were playing random songs. I sang a Tennessee Whiskey for no reason. It was just so much fun. And I was gonna say, I bet that's also why you're depressed today, because we came off of 2 major events of the week. We had that, and then we had the party. It was just you get back to real world. It's when you go on vacation, you come back, and then you're
that is so true. So true. Then on Thursday, because a lot of people are saying, tell us about your song.
Yeah.
Okay, so KK gave me a massage for Christmas, and I went on Thursday,
Gift card.
A gift card.
Not a massage.
Yeah, not a massage. And so I went to get it, and it was one of those, places where, which I don't really love this, like, they give you the robe, they take you to the locker room, and they're like, okay, now just push in this number, and, put all your stuff in here, then you can put on your robe, and you can go to this, and you can go sit in a room and relax. And I'm like, no, I want to go straight to the table, because I have things to do. And so I went and sat in the dark room, and I was getting all comfortable, and then the guy came to get me, and he was like, okay, just go in here, and we'll start face down, and I'll be back in a few minutes. And so I looked at the desk that was right by the massage table, and there was a cup of water sitting there. And so I was like, oh, that's the water he's going to hand me when the massage is over, because they always give you water at the end of a massage. And so I picked it up and took a drink, and it was his massage oil in a cup. Like, who does that? It was in a normal cup, like half the size, clear. And the room was dark, so it looked like water. And so I took a big drink, and I was like, and I felt so dumb. And so I found the trash can, spit it out in the trash can, but it was burning my throat.
Oh, that's so bad.
Yeah, and so I went out in the hallway to try to find more water, real water. And he was walking back, and he was like, are you okay? And I told him what happened, and he goes, you drank it? And I was like, yeah, because why would you put...
I know, like you need to label it or put it in a bottle or something.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never actually heard of them like having it in an open container.
It's like, and I'm like, what were you? So I guess he just dips his fingers in it and then massages you.
Massages you. Misogynists.
Anyway, it was so disgusting, and he told me that it wouldn't like hurt me if I swallowed any of it, but I tried to spit it all out. And for the first 15 minutes of the massage, I was coughing, and I kept, what did it say?
It will coat your internal organs. Well, she got it out, so.
Yeah, it was so gross. But anyway, who does that? Who puts their massage oil in a clear cup in a dark room that looks like water?
It's literally, honestly though, you are probably the only person that's ever done that in the history of the world.
I know, because I'm such an idiot. Like, why?
No, you're not. It's just, I always say this, if something is gonna happen, bad or good, it's gonna happen to you. Mm-hmm. Like, it's gonna happen to you. And you just have bad luck, but you also have really good luck. Like, I can't decide if it's good or bad with everything that's happened to you.
Oh, yeah. Like, we always talk about my plane crash, and...
Was it good luck or bad luck?
Right. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky. And then I started thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so unlucky, because it's a 1 in a million chance...
To even go through that.
So...
But then I don't know.
I know.
And the car wreck and...
Yeah. Speaking of those things, I haven't been plugging this that much lately, but I wrote a memoir, and it came out in... I can't remember when, sometime this year, because it's all a blur. But it's a story of my life. It's behind the scenes of how I got my record deal, and you know what the music industry is like behind the scenes. How I got started singing, growing up on a farm in Missouri. I'm the third oldest of 7 kids, and I have 3 near-death experiences that I talk about in the book. And it's very, very good. And also you can download it on Audible. This is me when they gave me my platinum Born to Fly album. That's me and Joe Galante and Butchwa. That was in LA after a concert that we did. And I released my first ever covers album. Look, I'm shaking. It's weird.
Why?
I don't know.
That's not real. Oh my gosh. I was like...
It's called Copy That, and it is a covers album. It is truly, truly probably my proudest work. You sang on it. Avery played all the guitar parts on it. If anybody needs a guitar player, DM Avery S. Barker, because he is also desperate to be playing music, not just with me, but for other people. So anyway, yeah, get the book.
It's so good. I read most of it. I didn't actually finish it though. It was so long ago that I started reading it.
I know. It was like last
March.
I don't know. It
was
crazy.
COVID. It was during that.
So tell me what you guys thought of the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah. It was terrifying. It really gave me a lot of anxiety and stressed me out. And it sucks because I'm a really big Weeknd fan.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of his music.
I listen to the music all the time. And it was scary.
It was literally, to me, terrifying. Like, what was the deal with all their faces covered in, like, scary bandages?
And it was for the music video, but still, it's like, what?
What music video? Explain this to
I
people.
haven't seen it. So the music video, in the video, he, like, does fake plastic surgery, and I don't know if it's, like, a cue to Michael Jackson or to anyone. I don't know what it is. It's just, he does that. That's, like, what it's about. And that might be what the song is about or something. I don't know. But, so because the masks thing, he was like, let's have everyone wear bandages instead.
Oh, gotcha.
To, like, make it look like they're getting plastic surgery. But it just didn't come across that way. It came across super scary and satanic and evil and terrifying.
I agree.
And so it was like, I don't know. It was just weird.
It was really weird. And also, it wasn't, it didn't seem long enough.
Yeah, it was really short, and it wasn't fun necessarily.
Yeah,
like, it was kind of
dark
just, like,
and, like, scary.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that kind of. I don't like to consider all of that stuff like art. Like,
I agree.
No, it's not. It's just it's glorifying evil nature, and I'm not a fan of that at all.
Yeah, I like smiling and dancing. I mean, it's the Super Bowl.
Think about, like, Bruno Mars. He was...
Oh, Bruno Mars.
Oh, my gosh.
Bruno Mars.
The greatest of all time.
Is the greatest of all time halftime show. And Beyonce.
Beyonce and Bruno Mars are tied for me. Not the Beyonce one that she did later, but her original one. It was, like, in 2012 or something, 2013. Best live performance I've ever seen. I mean, you can't top that.
I want positive.
It's just fun. You want fun, and you don't want to, like, sit there and be like, are they about to, like, murder everyone?
Yeah, what is this about?
Yeah, it was really weird.
And
really
I didn't even think the dancing was great. I mean, it was just,
Neither.
like, a lot of, like,
robots.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It was very strange.
And I love him. It's just like...
Well, first of all, why is his name The Weeknd?
Oh, I don't care about that. I've always liked it because I don't know actually why it is.
What is his name? Do you know what his real name is?
Abel, Abel something. It's like Middle Eastern.
My favorite song of his is "Earned It."
Such a good
from
song.
the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack. That's a great song. And then
I loved
the
all
one
of
that
the
was the
Star
TikTok.
Boy. Blind and Lights.
Your touch, and I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the light. I know I can't sit down till I sit. No one knows what it says. Anyway, that's what they should have done. The dancers, they should have made everyone so happy
dance or something.
and done the TikTok dance, and that would have like connected everybody to him.
Oh, it would be so fun. Everyone's saying, "Why can't you do the Super Bowl?" Yeah,
I know. Why can't I do Super Bowl?
Why can't you pay $7 million like he did?
Yeah.
Why did he? I still don't know why he did that.
I think, the rumor is that he paid $7 million to perform. And I guess he thought it was, worth it for all the viewers.
Worth it.
Oh, yeah.
You deserve it. But that's such a good song. That was actually good live on the halftime show. That was probably the only really good part of it.
Right. And I missed the national anthem and still haven't watched it.
I missed it too, but no, it was her and someone else. But
and we don't have bad grammar. It's actually her name.
It was her.
And God, what's his name? Oh my God, that's terrible.
Wait.
He won Entertainer of the Year at the CMAs. Someone's going to say it.
I don't remember. I didn't watch it, so who was it?
He's a country star. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I can't. Eric Church. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So I need to go back and watch that because I haven't seen it yet.
But oh well, forget the halftime show. It was a good game.
It was a really good game. Yeah. I mean, how crazy that Tom Brady is with the Patriots all those years and he goes to Tampa Bay and wins the Super Bowl.
It's unbelievable. I mean, he is the greatest of all time.
He's the greatest of all time.
You can't deny that at all.
Yeah, and he's cute and Giselle is super cute. What did Parker want?
We're about ready to have our special guest on. So I'm going to go ahead and read some stuff.
Oh, yes. Okay, so, y'all, this is a big deal. I think I am more nervous for this special guest than any special guest we've had. Even, what is wrong with me? REO Speedwagon.
Oh,
Kevin Cronin. I was really nervous for that one, but why don't you talk a little bit about our special guest?
Well, they were recently on the show, or he was recently on the show, The Masked Singer, as Snow Owls. That's awesome.
And he and his wife.
His 12th studio album, Out of Sane, dropped on June 19th of 2020. The record is self-produced, not only stays true to the sound that birthed country music, but also progresses the same genre to today's sensibilities. He surged to superstardom, as part of the fabled class of '89, reaching #1 with 5 consecutive singles from his triple platinum debut, Killin' Time.
Can I sing that?
Yeah, go ahead.
This killing time is killing me, drinking myself blind, thinking I won't see that if I cross that line, well, if it bury me, well, I just might find I'll be killing time for eternity. Why did I put the hard T on there? Anyway, but talk about how, I was so amazed and impressed. I knew that he's such a huge star, but he has sold over 20 million albums. And he came out in the class of '89, which is the year I graduated high school. And all these, like, it was kind of like a class of new country artists. And anyway, as you know, our special guest I'm so nervous. Our special guest is Clint Black, everybody. I can't believe this is happening. Like, if you would have told me that I would be doing this,
you would have said.
And I got to sing with him recently on his album.
Hello.
Hi, Clint.
Hi. How you doing?
How are you, Clint? This is my daughter, Olivia.
Hi. I've seen you on stage from backstage before.
I
think we were playing in Seattle or near Seattle or something.
Oh, yes. Totally. That was my son Avery's very first show with me playing guitar, and he, thought that he didn't do great. He almost, he had a complete meltdown, come apart. So that's why I remember that show. Clint, it is such an honor to have you on our show tonight.
Thank you. I heard that you saying that you were nervous, but I want you to know I haven't bitten anyone all year. So
that's good.
Nothing to worry about.
You've been wearing a mask.
That's
because you've probably been wearing a mask and you can't bite people as easily.
Oh, I can. I almost bit Nick Cannon in my owl suit.
Oh yeah.
I'm dying to hear about that. I want to be on that show.
It's crazy. It's really tough. Every step is a challenge. First of all, as a duet, figuring out songs that are right for us as duet partners, my wife and me. Then that can be cut down to 90 seconds. Okay, is there enough meat on the bone? Well, then what will the arrangement be, and how will that work? And is it competitive? Do we have too many ballads? And then you get there and it's, I can't breathe. I can't see, I can't breathe and I can't see. And I'm soaked to the bone, from sweating inside this owl. This owl suit. Yeah. So then, we're in this egg and we've got about, this much space to move our feet forward, and then we walk, and then we've got to hurry up and move them forward again because we've got that much space behind our heels. So it's like, oh, watch out for the back thing. You don't want to run over your heel. So we've got to hurry the egg out into place, and then we get into place, and of course this, this perilous journey in our egg has our heart rates up, like 140 BPM. And then, all right, relax and sing, sing a song that Andre Bocelli killed, but relax.
Right,
so it's just craziness.
I'm so claustrophobic that I'm not sure I could do that. Was it claustrophobic?
Well, no, you can feel that way, but but ultimately you can get that head off pretty quickly if you need to. So, you know, it takes a little getting used to in there, and I suppose some costumes are worse than others, but
yeah,
all in all, it was fun, but I think we would have chosen a costume that allowed for more ventilation next time.
absolutely.
Totally.
So was it long days of filming, or was it just one day?
Yeah, you know how TV is, right? They're going to start shooting us at 3, so we need to get there at 10.
Yes.
And so that no one is nervous. And you know, it's TV, so everything that's TV is antithetical to who we are as artists, right? We have our routines that we built from decades on the road. This is the routine for gearing up to perform, right? But when you hand yourself over to TV producers, you get no routine. You know, I have a very strict vocal warm-up routine, and you know, and so they would say, you know, you're next up, you're going on in, you know, 20 minutes. And so I would warm up and be ready for my mark, but then it would be another hour. So but I didn't know that. So I didn't know whether to stay warmed up or, you know, shut down and then warm up again in an hour. So it was a constant state of, you know, I'm not sure, you know, these are little chords, and you got to warm up, stretch them out, and get them all, you know,
Yeah.
get them all ready. And so it's hard to stay in a constant state of readiness, but that's what you have to do for a TV show like that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was saying that last week because I did a Hallmark Christmas movie this year, and I know that you've done a lot of acting as well. And
I'm acting right now.
Me too. But I did not like what you were talking about, like giving yourself over to the TV producers or the movie producer, because you literally have no freedom. You can't even go to the bathroom. And as artists, we're used to calling the shots, like you said. Like, this is when I want to do the meet and greet. This is when I want to rehearse or do sound check. Yeah. And it's very, very different. Like, you don't have hardly any say in what happens.
You know, the first movie I did, Lisa prepped me, because she'd done a lot of movies, a lot of television shows, and she knows how wound up I am. I'm raring to go. I need to be busy. And, you know, when I'm resting, but otherwise I'm going. Yeah. So she said, you know, you're going to be sitting waiting for 14 hours. You may sit for 12 hours, and then suddenly you have to be at your best. You need to get ready for this great big slowdown that you're about to go through. And that was probably the hardest part, is getting all geared up, tensing up and being ready. Yeah. And then I'll be in my trailer. And of course, their trailers aren't as nice as our trailers. You know?
No, they are.
I mean, we're used to a, you know, Four Seasons hotel suite on wheels, you know, these buses nowadays. You know, I have more TV channels on my bus than I have at home. Totally. All the video games, I got my amp and my guitars and speakers. I can practice. I can, you know, whatever. But you get into their coaches on movie sets, and it's, you know.
It's different. Tiny. The toilets are awful. So, Olivia, Clint is married to an absolutely stunningly gorgeous actress. Yes. And she was on, what's the show?
Knots Landing.
Yes. This humongous show in the 80s called Knots Landing. And so we were both on RCA Records together, you and I. Did Joe Volante sign you also?
Yep.
Yeah. Did you go in and sing for him?
No, I don't think I did. I think I just came in with some demo tapes, and it had Better Man, Straight from the Factory, Winding Down, and Nobody's Home. And we played him those songs, and then he came down and saw me and the band I put together at a showcase, saw us in Houston. And so after the showcase, you know, we were taking some photos, and he just put his hand on my shoulder and he said, It Won't Be Long Now.
Oh, that's awesome.
2 short years later, 2 years later, and, you know, still playing bars and $50 a night and twiddling my thumbs in between. Finally, my first single came out. So it took a long time. But you know, the reason Hayden, my lead guitarist, and I, Hayden Nicholas, and I wrote Killing Time is because during that time we were driving to these gigs playing for $50 and talking about just how slowly that big wheel in Nashville turns. And
Yeah.
we were kind of exasperated. And I said, well, I sure hope it starts turning soon, because this Killing Time is killing me. And I was dead serious. And then we looked at each other and we knew that's our next song.
Amazing.
Yeah. Oh my God, I did not know that. Well, I was always so nervous to be around you because, like, you know, when I came in and like we would all be like at the RCA Christmas party together, or I opened for you on several different shows, and I've always been so nervous to be around you. But then when I came to your house last year and sang on
This
the
Old
song
House.
Yeah. Then I realized that, you know, I shouldn't be nervous because you're such a funny, sweet, down-to-earth guy, and you have the most amazing dogs I've ever seen.
Anyone with dogs like mine can't be scary, you know?
Exactly. No, I'm not scared of
I was
anymore.
nervous too, meeting people, and I had these conversations in my head, you know, because I got to meet, you know, Clint Eastwood, Merle Haggard, and George Jones. Haggard was the special guest on my tour. And so how do you deal with that, you know? And you don't know. I just decided that I was going to treat them the way I would like to be treated. And I kidded with them. Sometimes they didn't like it. I mean, I would kid with people and, you know, get some kind of reaction that, well, maybe they don't know I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird at first. And, but of course you didn't have anything to be worried about. Everybody loved you right off, and your beautiful voice. And I was going to tell you that, you know, I'm cussing you sometimes, you know, just jokingly, of course. One of your songs in particular, if I even think about the title, that song just gets stuck in my head and it just runs all day like a radio that won't stop.
Oh my God, which one is it?
I want to know.
It's Suds in the Bucket.
Oh,
yeah.
Yay!
Just such a, and now having a daughter who's 19, you know, how can 18 years just up and walk away has, you know, a whole new meaning. You know, back when you released that song, you know, it was, you know, oh, that's fun. And isn't that funny? Oh, and they miss her and whatever. But now it's like, you know, I know what it, you know, what it means to have that 18-year-old go out into the world. And it's, you know.
She just turned 18.
Yes.
And I have another daughter, Audrey, that's 16. And then my son, Avery, is 21, which, you know, I cannot believe it. So your daughter's name is Lily.
Yeah.
Correct? Yes. I remember when she was born. So is she also musical?
Yes.
She is. She's in the music program at Belmont. And she's a sophomore there. She's always had the entertainer gene. I remember teaching her the meaning of pretend when she was little bitty, 2 years old or whatever. And and as soon as she got the concept of pretend, she started pretending. You know, I caught a skunk. I caught a skunk. You know, I caught another one. And then from there, it was she would pretend to be a concierge, a British concierge. So we're a traveling family, so, you know, that's what she's going to come up with. But and then she would do, you know, a really, really deep woods Tennessee accent from people we knew from, you know, deep in the woods, and mimic them. And so she always had that, and she would always sing and dance and just entertain us. I know a lot of people that their kids will just go off and start, you know, she'd be the vet and she'd be taking care of the dogs. But as she got older and she really started singing, you know, it was heaven to us to hear her little voice. But when she was 16, she recorded a song I wrote for my play for the female lead. You know, a wife of a soldier coming home, you know, mentally injured, and she needed to make things perfect for him. So I wanted that on my Christmas collection, which I was reissuing with the new songs from the play. And so Lily sang that at 16 and did a great job. We've been encouraging of her, you know, going that route, but also not pushing, you know, really wanting her to know that that's what she wants to do. But we did let her know, you know, it is the family business, so we know a thing or two. You know, if you become a veterinarian, you're on your own.
Yeah, totally.
Can't help you there.
I've always said that. Like, people always ask me, like, do you worry about your kids going into the music industry? And I always say I would be worried if they didn't, you know, because I wouldn't know what to expect. You know what I mean? Like, and my kids grew up on the bus too, and that's the only life they know. And, you know, so I'm so glad that they want to be musical, you know.
Yeah. Well, for the better part of history, that's what most kids did, is they would go into the family farm work, or, you know, whatever the you know, the service was, if their parents, you know, were painters, or, you know, worked for the government. You know, for most of history, you followed in and learned, you know, at your parents' elbows.
Yeah.
And,
now, what kind of family are you from? Like, did you grow up doing music? How did you get into it? Because you're such a great songwriter too.
Thanks.
And I've always adored your voice, and I've always thought you sound so much like Merle Haggard, and I love Merle Haggard. It's just you know, so obviously you were a fan of his.
Yeah, my earliest recollections of hearing music was Okie from Muskogee, and all that great Merle stuff. Just love his voice. I'm the youngest of 4 boys, and my older brother Kevin was playing and singing, and my brother Brian, who's older than Kevin, was playing harmonica. Mark, my oldest brother, was playing the radio. That's it. That's really it. And so I basically, you know, followed in their footsteps. You know, if you go back to, you know, my great grandfather, my great great grandfather on my mom's side, they were musicians, violinists, and from Sicily. And
oh wow!
So it's handed down through them. It clearly didn't come from my dad, but we would, you know, I picked up the guitar. We would sing around the kitchen, you know, Farewell Party, Gene Watson, and, you know, we would sing other stuff we loved. But my parents really loved to hear that country music. So then, you know, I started playing bass in my brother's band because I didn't have a bass player. And my parents would throw backyard barbecues, and we would play in the backyard until the neighbors complained. And and that was it. And then, you know, it was 18 to get into bars back then, and I was the youngest in the band. As soon as I turned 18, we moved on from chili cook-offs and backyard parties to playing in bars, and I did that for about 10 years. Yeah, till I got.
That's fascinating. Yeah, our stories are so similar, you know, because you don't meet a lot of people that you know, have so many siblings. Like, I have 6 siblings. I'm the 3rd oldest of 7. All my siblings except one do music, like play something, and so when I was 4 years old, my parents discovered that my 2 older brothers and I had talent. So my mom sent me into the bars, and I was 10 years old, like singing for drunk people, 2-stepping. And you know,
it's funny when you're sober and you watch the arc of the night go. You know, as I drank on stage for a little while. People would send us drinks, and then somebody in the band fell down, and I said, and knocked drinks all over the drum set. And I said, that's it. I got to stop, or I'll be George Jones. That was my fear.
Exactly.
I'll end up like George. I'll be an alcoholic, and I won't be able to do my shows, and I'll end up, you know, a disaster. Of course, George is one of the best disasters we ever had, but, you know, it was really a lot of trouble. and I knew I didn't want that. So I quit drinking on stage at that point. And from that point on, everybody looks different, right?
Right, totally.
And I imagine at 10 years old, you're just watching, it's like on the verge of a brawl every night in bars,
Yeah. And my parents didn't always go, so I was just being taken care of by my 2 older brothers. And I even peed on stage one time because I was scared.
Oh, we all have. Who hasn't?
Have you peed on stage?
No,
Seriously.
I don't think so. Well, maybe a little.
I only know one other person who's peed on stage, and that is, he was married to Julia Roberts. Lyle Lovett.
Lyle?
Yes, I heard a story one time. He said he peed on stage. But I was just a little girl, and thank God I had on a skirt and cowboy boots, so nobody noticed. No one cared.
I mean, was it intentional?
No, I was scared of this manager that we had. He was super strict, and how you play 45 minutes, then take a 15-minute break, and then.
So you couldn't wait. You couldn't hold it.
I couldn't hold it.
Wow.
I just peed. I turned around and looked at my brother Matt, who's still my bass player, and I just looked at him and I said, "I'm peeing," and he was like, "What?" And I just peed, and then
that song. That's not in a lyric.
Exactly. I mean,
well, how sad is that? How sad is that? That guy needed to just be run out of management. That just.
Oh,
I played for guys who were that strict before, and there was no leeway. And I've been in the bar when it was me and the bartender, and that's it. And,
yeah.
And if my throat was really sore, and I would, I called the owner and I said, "Listen, it's just me and the bartender. If someone comes in, I can start playing. But if you mind if I, nope, you got to sit there and sing no matter what."
Oh my gosh.
It was his dime, so I didn't begrudge him that, but I thought that's a little harsh. You could cut a guy some slack.
Absolutely. There's nobody in there. I mean, my God. Okay, so are you on the road all the time, like pre-COVID? Like, how do you just kind of stay out all the time?
No. Well, if we go too far out west, we have to stay out. But otherwise, when most of the rest of the country, we can get home for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I'm normally doing 80, 90 cities a year. So that's a pretty good bit of time on the road.
It is.
And, but it's, I've got the same people working for me. Most of the band, well, before my drummer, Dick quit, 19 was his last year. 3 of the guys in my band have been with me since '87 when I showcased for our
Wow.
And then the crew, they go all the way back to at least 1991, a couple of them. And so you get to where you've got a really good working family out there. And if you want to keep it together, you need to work. And so, if I took too much time off, it would hurt them. And so there's a certain amount required. And of course, COVID, I heard y'all talking about it earlier. It's killed so many people in this. And I sat down and thought it through, about summertime, about just how many people are directly affected, and it's a large segment of the population has just had their livelihood taken away. And I made some jokes about going back to work and said things like, they're cramming us in airplanes, and people have attacked me for it, that I don't care if people die, which they know that's not true, but if you disagree with them, they want to hurt your feelings. And
right.
But there's so many people like you were saying, it's essential to hundreds of thousands of people, and not just in country music. Bear in the Big Blue House, we went and saw them when Lily was little, or Dora the Explorer live. Yeah. And the symphony orchestras in every town, and all of the the people who depend on them for their livelihoods.
Yeah.
It's endless. And so I kind of feel like once we understood what we were dealing with, someone like my mom should not go to a show. She's compromised. She should not, but my nephews and nieces and cousins and brothers, everybody can decide that it's going to be okay. I know people who won't do anything because they have elderly at home with them, and I respect that. I think that's really smart. But there are a lot of us. I'm the elderly in my house. That's it.
Yeah, that's the thing. There has, like you were saying, and I mentioned also the airplanes that are full of people. I don't understand why that's okay. And live music, any form of live entertainment is not okay. And these, like you said, are real jobs. Like my band and crew, again, same thing. Some of them have been with me for over 20 years. And, I just feel horrible for them and everyone who's lost their livelihood. And it's not just about losing your income, although that is, horrible, but it's also just about, losing your sense of purpose and what you're supposed to be doing, your calling. So I don't understand the airplane part and the concert part.
Yeah, it's doing what makes you whole. There are a lot of inconsistencies, and that's what I think frustrates people. If you feel like we really are all in this together, then we can get through it all together. But too many things I've seen tell me we're not all in this together. And when I was talking about getting back to work, and somebody kind of admonished me for that, I just simply asked kindly. I said, I asked this respectfully, do you still have your job? And he came back, kindly and said, I have to say I do, and maybe I should be, not so quick to judge. I'm fortunate I still have my job. There are people who have not missed a single paycheck since last March 16th.
Right.
And then there's everybody else, in the music business, the bus drivers, the people that I rent my video wall from, the people we rent the semi from, the bus company, the drivers, it's just on and on and on. The people that work as ushers at the shows, it really is so vast. You can't even really start down that trail without leaving some breadcrumbs. You get lost.
Right.
Exactly.
So if we were really all in it together, I'd say, look, I can go along, and we'll do what we have to do. But people don't realize we're small businesses just like any other small business out there, and there's only so long before you have to start thinking that there is no more business for me. I have to shut it down. I have to sell all this equipment and get out of this business.
Yeah.
Because there's a startup cost, there's a maintenance cost, there's associated costs with every part of it, and so when you look around, and you can go anywhere in town, and you walk in most any place. Especially the big rack stores, and they can cram a bunch of you into an airplane tube, side by side, but a big theater with a real high ceiling on it, or a coliseum with a big high ceiling and lots of ventilation is not allowed. And the hard part about it is that these decisions about this are being made at the local levels. So you have thousands of local health inspectors who are deciding these things, and it's really difficult to come up with any working model, because you're not dealing with a single issue. You're dealing with different issues everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there does come a point when you say, okay, well, we know what we're dealing with, so we can play it safe and still get back to work.
Exactly.
anyway,
You're
it's
very
easy.
smart.
It's easy to say coming from our side of it because, you know, this is killing everyone we know. I mean, you know, who all do you know who's going to lose a house if this doesn't stop?
Exactly.
And the other part of it is the survival rate is very, very high.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's not like, you know, you have a 10% chance of dying. It's not like you have a 5% chance of dying. If you're in that high risk group, then you may have a 1 or 2% chance of dying from this. So stay away.
Yeah.
You know, but when you get to the point where you know, there's a 98% chance that, you know, you're going to be fine, I would go out. I've had COVID personally. You know, I got it. Lisa got it. Lily got it. And I had fever for about an hour and I was sick for a little while. And it was the mildest flu virus I've ever had.
Yeah.
So all that stuff just plays on your brain and you know, you think, is it really that dangerous? For some it is.
Yes.
And for my friends who are very, very careful and would not go anywhere, I don't even jokingly ridicule, and I'm a big joker, you know.
Right.
You don't joke about that. That's critical, you know. You're protecting yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but when the government says you must protect yourself from this, well, you know, I that's when I start to feel like, no, this really should be up to the people who want to go to shows and the people who want to play at them. And those people know if they are at high risk or if they live with someone who's at high risk. And
individual responsibility.
Exactly.
You know, you guys as singers and me, you know, I've always been on alert for the flu because it'll shut down a tour.
Absolutely.
If I get the flu, so I'm always careful. I'm always, you know, watching out for the person who coughs, and if I ever get the flu, the first thing I do is stay away from people. And if anyone comes near me, I warn them. I say, you know, I'm not feeling really well. You want to stay away from me. And
I hate to interrupt you, but Instagram only lets you go in exactly an hour. Okay. So I don't want to get cut off.
1 or 2 minutes.
I know. Like I want to keep talking to you all night, but I love you and thank you so much.
I love you too. And we can't say but we're going to have another chance to talk. We'll be announcing that soon. We'll be back at it before long.
Yeah. God bless you. Thank you for everything you said. And we love your music. And
we love you guys.
I can't wait to see you again in person.
You too.
Okay. Have a great night.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
Oh my gosh. Group hug. That was awesome.
We have like 30 seconds.
Play the music. That was so awesome. I could sit and listen to him talk all night long. And you know, that was encouraging. Turn it up.
Thank y'all so much for watching. That was a great episode. We love y'all. First thing that